Alright, what's up y'all, Sycophant here. As you can see by the title of today's video, we're here to discuss the peak 1v1 build in NBA 2K22 Next Gen. Now, as a lot of you guys can probably analyze with something like this, it's going to deal with not having free throw upgraded, pass accuracy upgraded, all types of stuff that you don't need when you're not playing with teammates anymore. We're probably going to be cutting things like rebounding out as well, because most of the time you can just rely on hustler and just speed and stuff like that to track rebounds down on missed shots. You generally don't need to jump for rebounds unless you're going against someone who's absolutely paint mashing, but we're talking about 1v1 market right here, where it's dominated by jump shooters, people going crazy from three, fading and stuff like that. Yet at the same time, if you're not someone who really is very comfortable three hunting, you can still be able to get a driving dunk. You need really good defense on your build as well. And again, no pass accuracy is needed, but will it hurt the playmaking badges too bad without having the pass accuracy? We're here to showcase all that, so I hope y'all enjoy. If you do, for to drop a like, sub if you're new to them, noties, all good stuff. Like always, try us 1 to 500 likes. All right, so I thought this would be a pretty cool idea. I don't think there's gonna be a lot of people out here who ever make a build like this. I mean, if you guys constantly play the 1v1 court, honestly, I don't really see the reason to use pass accuracy. But again, it's a very small population on 2K22 Next Gen that would ever really do something like that, where you're going to be strictly playing 1v1 and never play any 2s, 3s, Team Pro-Am, Rec Center, anything like that. You're just only playing 1v1 court. Now, there are some people out there. I've seen it in literally just the stats, the people that I play against in the market sometimes. Sometimes they average 21 points a game or 20 points per game. They average 0 assists and like 5 rebounds a game. It literally just shows on the stats that they play only 1v1 court. So for people like that, I have 3 build options here that we're going to talk about in today's video. So first on the list, we have a 6'3" with a glitched wingspan that has 6'2", and then we also have the 6'7" metric glitch as well. And then we have the 6'9" metric glitch as well. So honestly, 2 of the best lockdown heights in the game, and I think it really does provide a really elite level of paint mashing against smaller guards, regardless of you being like only 6'7". I think the close shot being around like 93 is gonna dominate smaller guards. I only have 75 on my 6'7" glitch metric, and it's well over enough to be reliable when it comes to paint mashing. I can't even imagine 93 on a build like this, because again, a lot of guards, they probably make something like this that has no interior defense at all, and it's going to be hard for them to play any defense, especially against you when you're mashing down low. Now, the whole outlook on that 1v1 court for the market is to hunt for three-pointers super hard though, because it's not make it take it. So honestly, it's not a super reliable like play style, but it will still get you guaranteed points when you need them if you're making something like the 6'7" or the 6'9" option. So we're gonna get straight into this. We're gonna start from smallest to biggest and go from there. So we have the 6'3" with the 6'2" wingspan. Reason for this is gonna be the type of people that want to fade super hard and three-point hunt. It's literally like what this whole build is built for. I mean, you got 6'3", 165 on the weight for 95 speed, 6'2" wingspan, and as you can see, I mean, the stats are hilarious to look at. So first of all, you will notice, again, we have 25 pass accuracy, literally none at all. Because again, if you're making a 1v1 court build, and the whole title of this video is the peak 1v1 build of 2K22 Next Gen, there's no point in shooting free throws or passing the ball. You literally just can't. Now, maybe this will hurt you throwing alley-oops to yourself every now and then, but if you don't have a super high driving, no, who cares? You're probably not catching lobs off the backboard to yourself anyway. Now, one thing that stands out on this build, you're going to want chase down artist, and you get this on bronze with this build, and you still get 97 three-pointer as well. So it goes a long way to have a build like this, where you can have Hall of Fame hustler to help you in the rebounding sense, because again, if you're playing this small, you're not really getting a lot of interior paint mash contests. There's no way someone's going to go down low in the paint and you're going to be able to play hands up and like affect the shot or anything like that. Or for that matter, you really can't even block them either. So you're going to want to run stuff like probably ball stripper on at least silver or something like that with 90 steal rating. It's by far your more likely way of getting the ball back than it is for you to get like a interior paint contest or something like that. Now, chase down artists and chase down blocks are different than that. You can still get up for them regardless of your vertical rating. I do think it helps a little bit though, to be honest with you guys, but either way, you can still get animations. I think it's still a good thing to have. And again, this build literally gets just enough block rating to do so. It's not like we're missing out on anything at the expense of getting that block rating. I mean, we still have 97 three-pointer, literally have a 6'2" wingspan. This build could get 84 driving dunk for contact dunks if you would like to do that for the pros, but honestly, it is very expensive to even go from 75 to 84, so I wouldn't really recommend it. I think this close shot goes even further. It's way more important than to have contact dunks if you ask me, because why? Well, if you're not open enough for a contact dunk anyway, or you just feel like you weren't open enough from 3, right? Now, you go for that driving dunk, yet they still play you really well, and you can't go for that dunk. Well, now you just sit below the basket and wait for them to go for that chase down block on you. They go flying past you, and now you have a reliable close shot to be able to make things below the basket. it's very nice to have this. I actually showcased this in my video yesterday, showcasing my OG slasher build. It's the one I made at the beginning of the year. I have 25 close shot but 99 driving dunk, and it's so tough on that build because I have to just pigeonhole myself into going for the driving dunks. I literally can't wait for people to go for the chase down on me and just go flying past me, then go up with the close shot, because I can't. I have 25. So it goes a long way to have a decent close shot. I think 75 is the perfect threshold for it. You get Grace Under Pressure at 74, and then Gold Fast Twitch at 75. It's debatable whether you would run that stuff or not. I think it's pretty obvious though that you would go with something like Silver Limitless Takeoff, Silver Threaded Finisher, and then Bronze Posterizer, which is around 7. And then at that point, you have enough for Gold Grace Under Pressure and maybe Silver Fast Twitch. Or you could go opposite of that and go like Bronze Grace Under Pressure and then Gold Fast Twitch. It would work out either way, but you'll have to put one extra finishing badge on if you would like to do any of this stuff like that. If you wanted to just go with like one level lower on all this stuff, it's probably not that big a deal. I think it's just going to be nice for you to be able to just make the close shots in general. You don't want to just smoke them when you're down low and you literally just miss a wide open close shot by having the rating super low. But let's get over to the more important and more interesting things of the build. So 97 3-pointer allows you the ability to fade like crazy. Hall of Fame Circus 3s, you got everything except for blinders and Deadeye on Hall of Fame. Obviously, you could upgrade the mid-range all the way to 99, which would give you Hall of Fame blinders. It doesn't work for Deadeye though, this is only 3-point rating related, but either way, I don't think the mid-range is really worth all that. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I tried to do it myself and you still ended up with like not even being able to upgrade your stamina, having like minimum acceleration, not even max speed or anything like that. Yet you could have all the ratings that I show right here. But again, you can't afford it with this build. That's just as simple as that. I would recommend upgrading strength. I think it definitely goes a long way for playing perimeter defense, as well as speed. Speed is very nice to have on perimeter D as well. Now, you do only have silver ankle braces. This build is not meant to be like a lockdown style of build. You're going to be living by the 3, die by the 3. Simple as that. Yet at the ability to still get reliable 2-point shots if people are guarding you up too tight for your liking and your comfort. So let's talk about the playmaking real quick. Now, the downside to this is going to be the badge count. Obviously, we are cutting out some of the attribute points and budgeting some things by not upgrading pass accuracy, so it makes it so we can upgrade a lot of other things. Like I said, close shot, driving dunk, we're able to max out speed and acceleration. You also still have chase down blocks as well, all at the expense of not upgrading pass accuracy and free throw. But what does that hurt you as far as playmaking badges go? So let's say you cut out some of the non-essentials, so you don't have to run ankle breaker, you don't have to run space creator, unless you like to play like the hop jumper style. But either way, just let's say maybe gold hyperdrive, handles for days on a decent level. We'll call this around like 4 for gold hyperdrive and Hall of Fame handles for days. That's 10 already. You have tight handles, which is a really nice badge to have. It's kind of toxic, but it is still a nice badge to have. So that's 15 if you run in the Hall of Fame. If you run Unpluckable on gold, that'd be 19 right there. And then you also have Quick Chain factored in as well, and Quick First Step. Now, Quick First Step is the must-have. You have to have this at Hall of Fame. So if we went from 19 and then add 6, that's 25 right there. So you just can't afford to run Quick Chain if we're factoring in all of those badges that I just mentioned, and you can't run Ankle Breaker. So what does that mean? You're probably going to want to put a majority of the extra badges on your playmaking if you can afford to do so, because obviously that's the one thing we're cutting out on this build is the playmaking badge count by dropping the pass accuracy. Shooting badges, that's plenty fine. 34 is already good. Like 12 finishing badges is plenty enough, as we mentioned. Maybe you get like one more on there if you really want it. And then defensive badges. I think this goes plenty far. I think 18 is enough to play defense on the 1v1 court, especially with a build like this where your expectation isn't super high to play elite defense. Hall of Fame Hustler, I think it's a really nice thing to have, but you could go with gold if you wanted to budget a little bit. You do want ankle braces for sure. Ball Stripper could protect you from bigger people if you're worried about losing to them. With the block upgrade, you also get Bronze Intimidators, so that goes a long way as well. Bronze Intim and then Bronze Chase Down Artist as well would be really nice. You run Silver Clamps. I don't know if you can really afford to run Pickpocket, and for that matter, I don't even know with 90 steal rating if you really plan to do that. I think you're more so going for bump steals. The 90 steal rating is nice because then you don't get as many like random situations where you don't get a responsive steal animation, or you can't like recover off a steal animation, I should say. But still, 90 steal could go a long way and get you the ball back. But with this build, you're not going to be running block takeover or anything like that. You're going to be spamming people with this toxic BS right here. Pull-up precision and negative impact. You could really run both of them if you wanted to. If you're not a fading type of guy, you could obviously just run like spot-up precision. Limitless is going to be kind of useless on the 1v1 court. There's really no point in running it, and I still feel kind of the same way with spot-up precision. I think honestly, if you just run double shot take, it's going to get really toxic. You can unlock your fading bag with that as well, and it gets tough, man. It gets really tough. It would be boosting your mid-range rating more as well, because your three-pointer doesn't need a huge boost, obviously, if you already have 97, whereas your mid-range would be getting boosted super heavy if you have double shot take active. But yeah, super mobile build, really good at 3 hunting. I mean, it's literally as simple as that. Really fast, really good acceleration, Hall of Fame quick first step, like literally 97 3-pointer. You still have the ability to dunk. We still have the ability to mash kind of down low with a close shot. And I'm telling you, you guys might sleep on like, I can literally come out here on a 6'7" build and go at a 7'3" center in the paint with the 75 close shot. It's literally so stupid how paint mashing works in this game, but it's just dead zone. If you have people in the dead zone, the only thing they can do is get a block. They can't contest you. It's literally as simple as that. So most times people are gonna go flying past you anyway for the chase down block, and then boom, you're just gonna get the close shot anyway. Mid range is still makeable with 84, 100%. But again, I mean, elite build when it comes to 1v1 court, and all at the expense of literally just not upgrading pass accuracy and free throw, and the build still being kind of good for this reason as well. But now let's talk about if you wanted to go a little bit bigger and you don't want to go with, let's say, the super undersized 3-point hunting build. 6'7" metric is exactly what you're probably looking for, or the 6'9" you will see is really, really nice as well. So with this build, we have 6'7" on the height. If you want to look up how to actually make these builds, I have a whole tutorial on that. Just look up Laker Fan every metric build. You'll be able to find it super easy. How to actually set up these builds where you get the 6'7" glitch metric that has 88 speed. Anyway, 6'7", 180 on the weight, 7'4" wingspan. You're gonna be looking at what I would like to think is the most toxic defensive build you could possibly make. And I'm not even gonna call it toxic. I think it's the most playable defensive build, honestly. So what you're looking at is good interior defense. You have also good block for the chase down artist on gold as well. 78 is what you need for that, and then gold intimidator as well. Really big time. And then silver rim protector too. So you only have 21 defensive badges though. I would highly suggest with every single badge you could put into this build, put it all into extra defense. I don't think you should really do anything extra when it comes to shooting. Definitely not finishing. I think it's an elite level of finishing though. You get all the contact dunk packages. You get 80 driving layup for like good layup packages as well. 93 close shot lets you mash on people easy. I'm telling you guys, like if you come out here on a 6'7" that has 93 close shot, Hall of Fame grace under pressure, you're not missing down low against smaller guards. You're getting a guaranteed 2 every single time when the shot clock gets low if you aren't able to get a shot off for 3, if you're looking for the 3 super hard. And then at that point, you can just run to the hoop, wait for them to, like, you know, just stand still down there. You don't have to hold your LT or the post control at all. You can literally just sit down there, wait for them to go up. There's no 3-second violation either. Keep that in mind in the 1v1 court. So you can literally just close shot people to death at the end of shot clocks. Now here's the thing, with playmaking, you don't get quick chain with the 6'7" metric build right here. So just keep that in mind. It is kind of one thing that affects the way you dribble on a build like this if you're used to maybe 6'5s and 6'6s and stuff like that. So just keep that in mind. But there are nice little signature combos that can kind of substitute for that stuff. But we all know you kind of just want to use your signature size ups and signature size up escapes and stuff like that to be able to dribble. So it is kind of debilitating to have no quick chain, but it's still okay if you're the right person. I would just say that. But if it's not, I really do think the 6'3" is the best way you can go, or maybe a 6'5", and you can bridge like the attributes and just do it for yourself. But anyway, quick first step, unpluckable. We all know this. Tight handles, hyperdrive, handles for days. It's like the 5 that you really, really want. You can afford all of them. Simple as that, really. After that, it's up to you whether you want to run like some triple threat juke, you want to run some space creator, ankle breaker, all types of stuff like that. Totally up to you, like I said. And this is why, like I said, I suggest you put every single extra badge point you can get on defense, because we have so many options to get Hall of Fame badges right here, and you're not gonna be able to afford all of them. Simple as that, right? So here's the thing. I don't think you need pogo stick. It would be nice to have, but obviously if you can't afford the badge points, it's not worth it. Hustler could be nice to have. You could maybe just run it on gold though for the sake of budgeting. You get that for 3, so it would be kind of nice. And same thing goes for a lot of these badges. I know you made a Hall of Fame lockdown build, so you're thinking, why am I not running Hall of Fame badges? But it is the thing when it comes to budgeting. Now, if you wanted to, you could take away from something like driving dunk. You could go with like 84 and still get contact dunks. You could drop your driving layup super low because it doesn't even matter at that point. And then you could also maybe drop the vertical a little bit as well. So now if you're at like 80 vert, you got like 84 driving dunk, well, you could upgrade like offensive rebound or something like that. Or if you only wanted to go defense, that's up to you. But I feel like for defensive rebounds, you can kind of just track down everything. O-board, you can kind of just spam your Y button and then you're good. But it doesn't exactly go a long way. So if you did want to do that, it would allow you to get 26 defensive badges if you max out your D board. It'll be 25 if you max out your O board. You can't really go about it any other way. If you go down, then boom, you just don't get it. You could maybe balance it a little bit different, where you go up to the one where it gets you this extra badge for the O board and then keep going on D board. You can still get 25, but honestly, I don't think it's worth to try and budget it out like this. If you wanted to go a little bit further on rebounding and get more defensive badges, that's totally up to you. But at this point, I think you just are kind of committed to the fact that you're balling on a budget when it comes to defensive badges. But anyway, let's discuss this a little bit. So Intimidator is nice to have. I think it's just tough though, bro, because like honestly, with a build like this and 99 steal rating, you would definitely want to have like Hall of Fame pickpocket. You would want to just throw everything on, bro. Pickpocket, menace, clamps, everything that just absolutely irritates everybody when it comes to stealing the ball. You want to run like perimeter badge drop and stuff like that too. So it's up to you. I've definitely tried menace out myself, and it does affect the way people dribble 100%. But I mean, let's add this stuff up real quick. So you have Hall of Fame clamps, that's 5. Pickpocket, that's 5 as well, so that's 10. Menace, another 5, 15. And then Intimidator is going to be another 5, that's 20. And then we have Hustler on Hall of Fame as well, so that's 25. So you could see you're going to have to budget some of these. For every budget that you do, aka if you move Hustler down to gold, that's 2 extra badge points that you get, and you could put that in ankle braces. Same thing goes with, let's say, maybe clamps or pickpocket or something like that. You're going to need to put a lot of extra defensive badges on this build, though. I highly suggest that, man. Because if you can do that, then you're looking at more like around like 30, or if you're super deep in, you could go like 33 or something like that. If you were able to get the level 39 for the majority of the season so far, again, the minimum is going to be around like 30 to 29 if you just have the college badges. But again, you could go around like 33, 34 if you've done all the stuff. So honestly, it's up to how much work you've put in and how much you even want to be a lockdown on the 1v1 court regardless. I don't think lockdowns really prevail on the 1v1 court, to be completely honest with you guys, but in the right hands, it's maybe more so your build. This is one that would fit me a lot better than the 6'3" as well, where I could just more so play by the rim runs and stuff like that, shoot threes when I'm open, and get efficient buckets, try and just score in every possession. If it's a 2, that's perfectly fine with me. If I'm able to pull out some 3-pointers every now and then when the defense gives it to me, I'm cool with that as well, and then boom, then you're just kind of flowing on offense, and then defense tries to carry the game for you. Now, what I'm going to suggest you guys do if you were to go with a build like this, and this is your defensive outlook, you want to get stops and stuff like that, you want to play for steals because you have 99 steal rating, Hall of Fame pickpocket, Hall of Fame menace, everything like that. I'm going to let you guys know this. If you double up on perimeter badge drop, it will not drop their badges by 2 tiers. I know it says in the far right there, doubling up will give you twice the impact of the selected ability when the secondary takeover is activated. It's a lie. I promise you, it's literally a lie. I've looked at this. I've literally played against a friend and tried this as well with double perimeter badge drop activated, and it's only dropping them by 1 tier. So I suggest if you're going to do something like this, just run extreme clamps in the secondary slot, run perimeter badge drop primary, and if you do get the secondary, cool, you're cutting them off and you get better bump steals and stuff like that, or you just get them in animations and areas that you can get steals even more. But now let's talk about the mini paint beast. We have the 6'9" shooting guard metric build, obviously, right? It's the 6'9" metric that gets the 90 steal rating. So what we have on this build is going to be 6'9", 190 on the weight, 7'7" wingspan. It is a little bit low on the 3-point rating. I think it's definitely makeable though for most people. Again, it's not a 3-hunting build. You're going to be stuck kind of in the situation where you just take whatever is open. You're going to live by the triple threat pretty often. You don't have a lot of playmaking badges, only 13 to work with, but as you can see, I mean, the level is kind of low on most of them, so it's pretty affordable. So let's just say quick first step, that's 3, unpluckable 6, tight handles 9, handles for days 12. Then you literally just have maybe bronze triple threat juke or bronze space creator. That's all you can really afford anyway, and that's all the build even lets you get. So it's really not that big a deal to have 13 playmaking badges. 23 shooting is plenty enough. It is unfortunate though, if you want to go one level lower on the wingspan, it will allow you to get 83 mid-range, which would give you gold hot zone hunter. So that does go a decently long way when it comes to shooting the ball, but if you do go down on that wingspan, you no longer have 90 steal rating anymore. This build, I'm not gonna lie, it's just, I feel like the 6'9" metric supports team ball a lot better, but this build, by not having pass accuracy and free throw, doesn't really support team ball at all. But let's talk about what it still could provide for the 1v1 court. Now, I understand you're a little bit limited in the ball handling. Like I said, you're taking whatever the defense is going to give you. If you can get an open 3-pointer because they sag off on you, I, by all means, would suggest you to take 3-pointers when you can on that 1v1 court. But if they don't, you got 90 driving layup, 92 driving dunk for all contact dunks in the game. You're 6'9" with 93 close shot as well. So again, you have Hall of Fame grace under pressure and fast twitch as well. You're literally going to be able to paint match people so easy with this build. You have mouse in the house as well, which also works for driving dunks. Don't sleep on this. I'm telling you, from a driving dunk perspective with the contact dunk meter, it really does help that as well. But again, you can have fun with this build. You can absolutely dominate people in the paint. If you are trying to just sweat and get easy 2-point shots, you can go ahead and try and take 3-pointers when you're open for them. Now let's talk about the defense though. The defense is loaded on this build. The physicals are looking great. 79 speed at 6'9". You're going to feel the difference. It still moves like a really good lockdown. 85 vertical while also having 95 block rating. You get Hall of Fame chase down artist as well. This goes a long way, man. I mean, it's an elite defensive build all around. Hustler, Intimidator on Hall of Fame as well. You still have things like obviously gold clamps, Hall of Fame chase down we already mentioned. Obviously, you don't really need to run stuff like box or rebound chaser anyway, so it's up to you if you even don't want to upgrade the rebound ratings. You could put more, like let's say driving dunk or driving layup on this build if you really wanted to, or more post control if you want to rely upon this pretty often. From my perspective though, with a build like this, and I typically will play the 1v1 core with like a 6'10" that has very similar attribute ratings to this, I don't really need a lot of post control. I'll just let you guys know that right now. I think you can live and die by the triple threat to be able to get you down into the paint. And then at that point, you don't really have to hold your LT and just cram your way into the paint. Just back down, back down, back down. Allow people to go for chair pulls, put like rips and just steals on you and stuff like that. Not to mention when you do more drop steps, people have even more opportunity to steal the ball from you as well. Whereas if you just sit below the basket, you just get down there, keep on pump faking, they can't steal the ball from you unless they're going for the steal, in which case like you can just kind of time it out with the pump fakes. If they're going for the steal, don't go up yet and just wait it out. Just literally wait until they're not going for the steal anymore. I know it sounds dumb to explain it that way, but if you visibly can like time when they're going for the steal and just not do it until they aren't going for the steal. It's pretty simple, honestly. But anyway, again, elite finishing ability with 93, 90, and 92. The driving layup is really nice to have on a high level too. It will bail you out against smaller players sometimes, and just in general, I mean, it's such an elite finishing build. So again, I just upgraded offensive rebound for the sole purpose of getting more defensive badges, but it still will go a decently long way if you're going to be doing a lot of paint mashing against smaller people who probably have 25 defensive rebound, to be honest with you. So if you are the one who is making a build like this, that is one way you could dominate. It's rare though, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, like it's rare you're even gonna miss in the first place. So 2-point shots just don't rule on that court. It's literally as simple as that. People are fiending for 3-point hunting. It's literally as simple as that. So if you are someone who thinks you can live and die by defending people and then taking like easy uncontested twos, or just being able to take uncontested 3-pointers when they're open, then this is definitely the build for you as well. And it'd be so fire. But again, the video itself was kind of just a concept that I wanted to have people just use their imagination and have some fun with this. I mean, just to think about what a build that has 25 pass accuracy and then 25 free throw as well could actually do in terms of supporting the rest of your attributes being upgraded. So anyway, as far as takeovers go, honestly, I thought this would be a pretty cool thing to try, is to run enhanced jump shot contest and then paint intimidation as well. If you wanted to do something more along the lines of like, you could still put slasher on for that matter as well, or just run double lock take of some sort. Do the same thing as what I was showing with the other build where you run like prim badge drop at the primary and then extreme clamps at the secondary. You could totally do that, but I'm telling you, it'd be really cool to try paint intimidation sometimes. I feel like low key, if you even wanted to do this too, you could run extreme clamps to run them off the 3-pointer, and then boom, you could run stuff blocks as a secondary to get for chase downs. Or if you wanted to just plan for this, because I'm telling you guys, once you hit them with one chase down, they're just going to wait for you to do it again. They know you're going super aggressive for that. How about just don't go for the chase down, and then as they're sitting there waiting for you to do it, now you have paint intimidation going crazy. I'm telling you, this is something that really some people are sleeping on. But anyway, that's all for the video. Hope you all enjoyed. If you did, for to drop a like, sub if you're new to some noties, all the good stuff, and like always, try us 1 to 500 likes. Made it to the end of the video, put 1 or 1v1 in the comments. Show sports made all the way through. Other than that, hope you all enjoyed. Take it easy, man. Peace.